Hi friends, how are you all? I hope you are doing great. Today I'm here to discuss something crucial for mastering English fluency. That is, think in English. See, thinking in English is really very crucial for learners. If you want to become fluent in English, then you have to learn how to think in English. See, try to get me properly. I'm not talking about translating your sentences from your native language to English language. I'm talking about thinking in English. Yes, this is really a big problem. We often translate our sentences from our native language to English language. But believe me, it consumes a lot of time, and if you do so, then you are likely to make a lot of mistakes. So don't translate your sentences. You need to start thinking in English. Now I'm going to explore why this is important and how can we train ourselves to think in English. Every single point is really very important. So don't go anywhere. Stay with me till the end of the video. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to start why thinking in English is important. See, it improves your fluency. If you start thinking in English every single day, then it will improve your fluency. But instead of thinking in English, if you translate your sentences from word to word, if you translate your sentences from your native language to English language, then it will take some time. At first, you will think about the sentence, you will translate it from word to word, and then you will make the entire sentence, then you will speak. So it will take some time. But instead of doing that, if you think your sentence directly, then it will eliminate your time. It will eliminate the delay. And if you start thinking in English, then it will reduce your mistakes. See, if you make a lot of mistakes while translating your sentences, then think in English. See, thinking in English will improve your confidence. It will enhance your confidence. Suppose you are someone who is able to make sentences, then don't translate. Now I can understand what you are thinking right now. You may be thinking that from where can we start thinking in English? We don't know anything. See, we have been learning this language since childhood, but we haven't learned how to speak in this language, how to speak English language, because we have just started. But we didn't know, we didn't learn how to speak this language, but we have some knowledge about it. We know some words. So, using those words that you have learned, you can start thinking English. And before we move to solutions, we need to acknowledge the common errors, the common problems, the common challenges. The first challenge that we face while thinking in English, that is lack of words. See, when we face these difficulties of words, of lack of words, then we stop ourselves to think something in English. But if you start making your words, if you start learning some new words, then within few days, you will not have that problems. You will not struggle with this problem. And the next challenge is fear of mistakes. See, we get scared, we get feared to make a lot of mistakes. And this is the problem to think in English or to speak in English. And the third challenge is habit of translation. We are used to thinking in our native language first, and after that we try to translate that sentence from our native language to English language. So this is the big challenge. You have to overcome this challenge. So these are three common challenges. You have to overcome these challenges. If you are able to overcome these three challenges, then you will be able to think in English. Now I'm going to give you some tips, some steps. Following them, you can able to think in English. The first step is build a vocabulary bank. See, every single day you have to learn some new words. If you learn some new words every day, then within few days you will be able to learn some new words. You will have some words, and using them you can start thinking in English. You can start thinking with small ones. Suppose you know the word hungry, then use that word only. Don't use the word in your native language. You know what is called these things in English, then use those words in English only. Suppose you know how to call in English, then in your mind, call someone in English that please come here. Suppose you want something. Suppose you want to have a cup of coffee. Then you can request someone to get you a cup of coffee. So in this how you have to start thinking in English. Suppose someone is there in front of you who is not able to understand this language. Then speak with that person in your native language, and after that in your mind think that sentence in English. So in this how you have to learn how to think in English. And you can keep a notebook with you, and you can put down some new words every day that you are learning every day, and revise regularly. Learning some new words every day will improve your English vocabulary drastically. So please try to do so. And next step is start narrating your day in English. See, this is really very important. This is really crucial for learning this language or thinking in English. For example, you can say, I'm waking up. Now I need to brush my teeth. Where have I kept my keys? I need to have my breakfast very quickly because I'm getting late. So please try to think these sentences in English instead of thinking in your native language. If you start thinking these sentences with these small sentences, then within few days you will be able to think a lot of sentences in English. But you need to start thinking in English with small words, with small sentences. Or you can ask yourself some questions in English. You can ask, what should I have or what should I eat for breakfast today? Where have I kept my notebook? And where have I kept my keys? In this how you have to start making conversation with yourself in your mind. See, you can speak a lot of words, a lot of sentence in your mind. So instead of thinking I'm going to college in your native language, just think I'm going to college. See, in this how you will build that habit. You will build habit to think in English. So start to think in short, simple sentences. Don't worry about grammar rules. Don't worry about grammar rules initially. Initially, you need to start only and gradually move to more complex sentences as your confidence grows. See, your confidence will be growing with times. Don't worry. See, if you practice every day, then within few days, you will be much more fluent. You will be much more confident in thinking English. And the third point is immerse yourself in English. See, if you are someone who wants to learn this language very quickly, then you have to make a good surrounding. Surround yourself with English content. Start watching English movies. Start listening to some English songs. Initially, you will not be able to understand any single line. Make a habit to listen to English songs and try to read the lyrics and try to understand the lyrics. And you can read the subtitle while watching something in English. Or you can read English books, English newspaper, articles every day. See, you have to do that. Spend at least 15 minutes every day in learning something in English, in watching something in English, in reading something in English. If you start consuming English material every day, then in your subconscious mind, it will be stuck. And within few days, you will start thinking in English automatically. And the fourth point is talk to yourself. See, you have to make a lot of conversation with yourself. Here I'm going to give you some tips that I do every day. Use a mirror and speak to yourself. See, if you start speaking in English in front of the mirror to yourself, then you will be much more confident within few days. Pretend you are giving a speech or having a conversation with someone and start speaking in English. You can speak a lot of things. You can make a lot of conversation. Just think, imagine, and start speaking. And the fifth point is stay patient. See, thinking in English is a habit that you have to build, and it will take some time. Within few days, it will not be built. So you have to be patient. You have to keep the patience. Initially, you may make a lot of mistakes. Don't think about mistakes. See, making mistakes is really very good. If you make a lot of mistakes, then you are going to learn a lot of things from those mistakes. So consider yourself lucky that you are making a lot of mistakes. And one thing I want to include here, you can make a habit to write down your thoughts. See, it can build your confidence. Every single day, if you write down your thoughts, then you will learn how to make sentences. And if you do that every day, then it will help solidify the habit to think in English. So these are 5 tips. Following them, you can learn how to think in English. Thinking in English is a powerful way to improve your fluency and confidence. It won't happen overnight. It will take some time, but with consistent effort, you will succeed. So this is all about today. I will be back with more content. Till then, take care. Thank you for watching this video. Bye-bye.